Hi, my name is Jay Newton-Small, and we're starting a company called Storiography. The best way to explain what we do is to explain why I'm here. This is my father's room in his nursing home. He's 14 years into an Alzheimer's diagnosis. When I brought him here 6 months ago, he was violent and prone to rages. They gave me a questionnaire, about 20 pages of questions like what was his favorite color and what music did he like, and I just thought it's impossible for you to really understand him by answering a bunch of data points. So instead, as a journalist, I wrote down his story, and the difference it made in his care was amazing. The nurses here understood him as a person rather than as a set of questions, and they interacted with him as a person rather than as one of many patients who they knew liked the color blue or the Beatles. Now when he goes into rages, they play music that he likes, they put up posters of Sydney, Australia, where he's from, they talk to him about my mother, Sue, and as soon as he hears her name, he calms down and he starts to look for her. So the difference was enormous in his care, and that's why we decided that we were going to start a company writing people's stories down, because not only does it really help with people's care, but it actually is an important keepsake for families. My father is one of 5 million people with Alzheimer's in the United States and one of 12 million who live in homes like this in assisted living. Those numbers are both expected to triple in the next 15 to 20 years. Turnover of nurses and caregivers in these homes is a real problem. It's not a very fun job, frankly, to take care of people like my dad who have rages. And so helping caregivers understand those who they're working with, understanding their stories and their narrative, not only helps the patient better engage, but helps the caregivers better engage and creates a much better work environment for them, and hopefully over time will begin to decrease the amount of turnover in these homes. Our storiographies are not just for the caregivers and the nurses, but also for the patients themselves and their families. When people go into assisted living homes like this one, their families often check out. They just leave them here. It's a really hard thing to watch your loved one disintegrate, and it's not something that they really want their families to witness, and their families don't want to witness it. But engaging with the patients and with the families is actually really important. It helps extend their lives and the quality of their lives. And our storiographies help do that. It's not only a memento for your families to pass down to grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but it's also a point to start talking, to engaging, to asking questions of the things they still remember, like who was their first kiss and what was their first job, and trying to really learn as much as you can about your loved one at the end of their lives. And so we feel that the storiographies can benefit not only the patients in their care, but also with their families and their loved ones. With the money that we would get from the New Year grant, we would like to start a website where we could host these stories and families can interact with their loved ones and ask them questions and have them answered and be able to comment on photos and pictures. We'd also like to use the money to do outreach to nursing homes like this one, to market our product. That's what we do. We create connections through personal histories.